Hi guys, okay, I'm really hoping that this is gonna go over fine, with this whole video, because I have been interrupted by so many different noises all day. I've tried to film this 2 or 3 times, and this morning, the planes were going over. Just now, the next door neighbor's dog would not stop barking, which is an everyday occurrence where he just barks at nothing for like 30 minutes. And then right after the dog stopped barking, a bird started making very loud noises. And don't get me wrong, I love animals and I love nature, but when they're so loud that I literally can't hear myself think, that frustrates me. Anyway, so I have 2 videos for you guys today. The first is going to be a sort of secondary TBR for my my OWL challenges. I posted the first list, the first TBR, with my April TBR video, and I realized that if you include the books that I'm also not reading for these challenges, that I just have way too many bigger books on that list, and I really want to be able to get as many of the challenges done as possible, so I don't want to spend too much time on one book and only be able to get a few challenges done. But having said that, there are a couple books that I do really, really want to read. So I think I might have to sacrifice a couple challenges, depending on how long the books take me. But that is why I've created this secondary TBR, to kind of give me a little bit of wiggle room so I can kind of intermingle the TBRs and, like, you know, if I have a week where I'm not really doing much, maybe read a couple of the books that are bigger, and then if I have a really busy week, then do some of the smaller ones, because I feel like I feel like April is going to be kind of busy with, like, family stuff and everything, but also not, like, incredibly busy after Easter, because, you know, Easter's early this year, so since it's on the 1st, pretty much a lot of the family stuff will be over, because that's like a big family day. So anyway, so yeah, I have the challenges written down, if I can find where I put the notebook, and so I have the classes written down again, and I will just talk about the books that I will be reading for them, and some of them are the same. So the first one is Ancient Runes, and for this one I picked the same book, which is Pyramids by Terry Pratchett. This is the 7th Discworld book. I'm already 50 pages into it, and it will also be a quick read with the audio that I have access to on the internet. So this one was read a book with a mysterious symbol on the cover, or a symbol that means something, and I explained why I picked this in my previous TBR video, so that's just staying the same. Next is Arithmancy, which is pick a book with a number in it, or with a number in the title, or somewhere on the cover. So I picked Henry IV Part 2. In my previous one, it was between this and Henry V, but it's late enough in March now that I'm fairly positive I will not be able to get to this in March, so definitely picking this one for that challenge. And then Astronomy is read a sci-fi book, and that is also staying the same. That is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, which I was very happy to put this in my TBR for these challenges, because I realized since the movie was coming out literally on the last day, or maybe second to last day of March. Does March have 30 or 31 days? I think 31, so second to last day of March, that it would be very easy for me to put this in my April TBR and still be able to see the film. So there's that. And then Care of Magical Creatures is pick a book with a magical creature featured in it, or a magical creature on the cover. And for that, I picked, if I can find it, My secondary pick for that is Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, because my previous one was this, and I mean, look. So, I'm only 94 pages into this, and since I am not very far into it, that's why I was saying that it was okay that I picked this one. But it's huge, and I don't know if I would be able to finish that and all the other things that I want to read in 1 month, so instead I picked Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, because it is super short, it is a children's book, and I have not read it yet, and it features a lot of magical creatures, namely Aslan and, Mr. Tumnus, and the Beavers, and so many others. So, yeah, and I'm really upset with myself that I haven't read this one yet, but, the reason why is because it took me a good 4 tries to get through Magician's Nephew, and I really just did not like that book. There were too many characters that I didn't like, and it felt creepy. Like, every time I tried to read it, it just felt really creepy. So I'm really thinking that I will absolutely love this. But yeah, that kind of put me off trying this one after that. But I really think that I will very much love it, because I do really love the film, and also the sequel films to this, and I just love the characters, so I'm so excited to finally read this. Next is Charms, which my initial pick was Dreamer's Pool by Juliette Marillier, and I'm still trying to read that, but that's, again, pretty big. So I picked School for Good and Evil, A World Without Princes by Soman Chainani. This is the second book in the School for Good and Evil series, and since this is a middle grade book, and I also have access to the audio to follow along, I think this will end up being a quicker read than Dreamer's Pool. But again, I don't know which one I'll be in the mood for at the time, so we will see. And then next is Defense Against the Dark Arts. Pick a book with a secret society or secret club. And for this one, I actually picked 2 different ones in addition to the one that I already picked, because I'm not sure which ones count, really. I picked Glamour and Glass in my initial TBR, and I explained why. I consider that to be one with a secret society or club. I also have Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson, which is her newest book, and I don't know if I can count this or not, which is why this one's iffy, but basically, the school where the main character goes, or starts to attend, during the beginning of this book, I kind of feel like the school itself is a bit of a secret society. Like, people know about the school, but it is a very, like, select number of students that go there. It's on this mountain that's, like, really hard to get to, and, like, parents who drop their kids off there have to, like, stop at the at the border of the school, which is, like, super far away from the actual school. So it's very secluded, it's very mysterious, and also there's, like, a lot of crazy rumors going on about the school because a murder happened there in the 50s, and now in the present day, I think the murder is supposed to be back, and, like, the main character's trying to solve the murder of the girl from the 50s, and then also trying to catch the guy in the present day. Like, I think basically what happens is she thinks if she solves the murder from the 50s, then she'll be able to catch him in the present day. Maybe, I don't know. I'm only like 20 pages in. But, yeah, so I wasn't sure if the school could count for that or not. So, anyway, maybe. And then, if I feel like both of those are too big, will take too much time. I picked The Giver by Lois Lowry, and I'm kind of choosing The Giver and Jonas as the, like, two-person secret society, because The Giver, Jonas is chosen to receive all the secrets of the way the world used to be from The Giver, and he's chosen by the community, or the community's board, whatever. So The Giver is the one who has all the secrets, and he gives them to Jonas. So Jonas and The Giver are the only two people who have all of the secrets of the way the world used to be, and everyone in the community knows that Jonas is going to be receiving all these secrets, but no one else in the community knows what any of these secrets are. So I'm kind of counting Jonas and The Giver as like a two-person secret society. So there's that. I'm really sorry about the planes. I'm just gonna wait for a few seconds, and I'm really sorry. Okay, next is herbology, which is pick a book with nature in the title, and for that, my second pick is English Garden. My first pick was New Moon with the Old, but that's kind of, again, like a little bit bigger. It's like 300 pages, and English Garden, I'm sort of cheating a little. This is actually 4 novellas instead of one big book. So while I'm technically halfway through the book, I've read 2 of the novellas, but then 2 of the novellas, and these are all rereads, by the way, and then 2 of the novellas I haven't reread yet. So since I would technically be starting the final 2 novellas over again, I thought maybe it was okay to count this. I could even do maybe just one of the stories, because each of the individual novellas has something to do with nature in the title. Like, one of them is A Flower Amidst the Ashes, and the other is called Robin's Garden. So really I could pick either of these, and that would be good. So there we go. Next is History of Magic, which is choose a historical fiction book or a non-fiction history, but she has specifically stated that that she did not say it had to be Muggle magic, or whether it had to be Muggle history or magical history. So I'm going with Quidditch Through the Ages, because I have the audiobook, and I'm only like 20 minutes into it, so I'll probably just end up starting it over again, because it's been a couple weeks since I started it. So this is going to be my my History of Magic one. I'm so sorry about the planes. Like, I keep trying to record this where there's not going to be any sound interruption, and that's just not possible, apparently. Next is... Oh, dang, hang on. Oh, okay, here we go. No, wait. Oh, okay, I think I mentioned before, but in my previous video, but I'm actually skipping potions and divination, because divination is do a book that includes a prophecy. I don't know of any of my books that include prophecies unless I've already read them, and yeah, so if I accidentally read one that ends up having a prophecy, I will count that, but for now, not counting it. And then potions is a book with alchemy, and that's the same situation. I don't know which of my books include something to do with alchemy, but if I read one that does, I'll count it. And then last is Transfiguration, and my initial pick for this was Chronicles of Crestomancy, which has a cat on the cover, because she said you could do either something that involves transfiguration or a book with a cat on the cover, since McGonagall turns into a cat, and that book actually has a tabby cat, which is the specific type of cat that McGonagall changes into. But my other option for that, and I'm not sure which I'll pick, is the authoritative Calvin and Hobbes by Bill Watterson. And I picked this because Calvin, the little kid, has what he calls a transmogrifier, or something like that. And it's a cardboard box, and he uses it to transmogrify, I can't say that word, himself, basically transfigure himself into other things. Like at one point he changes himself into an elephant, and this is all in his imagination, of course, but for him it actually happens. So I'm counting that. Okay, that's everything, and I have to quit this video before it won't upload. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this list, and let me know if you're participating, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.